Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. So do you have a vertically challenged small person of minimal age? You know, YouTube's got some crazy rules about putting vertically challenged, minimal aged people in their videos, so I'm not even going to say the word that keys YouTube to get me a ding here. So here's the project for this week. This is going to be a CNC with me project. It's made out of 1/2" MDF. It's obviously a stool for a vertically challenged person to climb up on, to help with the dishes, to brush their teeth, to wash their hands. It's designed with 3 steps. It's made out of MDF. Has a couple of features. One is that this folds back, so as the person grows and gets taller, they can sit here on this as a stool. We've also got it so that until they get to that height, they can use that as a final step. Now, this is a CNC with me project, as I said. There's going to be plans available for members of CNC with me. There's also going to be a link in the description below for a discount code to join the organization if you'd like to. So with that, let's get on the computer, let's get out in the shop, let's get started. Do you have a little helper in your house? A daughter, a son, granddaughter, grandson maybe? Check this thing out. They'd love to have one. To wash their hands, maybe brush their teeth or help with the dishes. What fun. Also remember, you don't have to CNC alone. You can CNC with me and Lisa. Right away, I've got to tell you, this was a whole lot of fun, this project. And the inspiration for it was the fact that Lisa is watching a little one now that's about 2 years old. And that little person needed a stool to get up and do the fun things that children like to do. Help with the dishes, brush their teeth, wash their hands. And right here, this thing is my homemade track saw, and it works like crazy. It is super, super fun. It works very well. As I show you right here, you see the arrows coming along. You line up that mark with your saw kerf, but a couple of unistruts and some metal rollers, and you've got yourself a track saw. Of course, I had to weld together the angle iron to make the bed for the saw to sit in. And it makes them dead square every time. Now, this is a CNC with me project, and the files will be available for the members of CNC with me on their website. There'll be a tutorial on there as well. This project uses 1 bit of the 3 bits we use with CNC with me. It uses an end mill, the Downtown Jenny. Here we're cutting out the first step, the second step, and the third step. The third step collapses or folds on itself. We put a star in it for the boys, and we'll put something else in it if it was for a little girl. Now, these are wind-resistant cutouts, so when we move the stool around, it moves very quickly, and it doesn't have any wind resistance. And right there is the general shape. The top hole, the top slot is a handle. And aside from this video, in the files I made a change and adjustment so that there's another slot just in front of that star so that they have a handle. And abracadabra, there it is. It's pretty cool. Project uses 1/2" MDF, and after it's cut out, we take the router and we round over all of the corner, all of the edges that we can get to in the slots, and anywhere that that little 3/16 bit will fit into, we round it over. Makes it safer, makes it look nicer, and nobody gets slivers or has to worry about scratches. Now, the biggest challenge with this thing is lining up all of these internal parts to put it together, but let's give it a go. Why use a hammer when you got your hands? But that is the first try. We nailed it. Now, if you were a little boy or a girl, you would know what this was quick. This is so you can get up to the sink to brush your teeth and help mom and dad with the dishes. We're going to put a hinge on this one. These two blocks will go underneath here to act as stops and carriers. This one will go in here. There'll be a hinge on it. So as the child grows and they don't need the top step, you can roll it back. That creates a seat. They can sit on it, or they can just stand on this one here. Let's finish putting it together. Here is the top seat supports, and I've got them taped together so that I can drill them out and have the holes in exactly the same spot. And before I forget to tell you this, when you do get the files, I also added some cutouts in the steps to make it more like a staircase and less like a ladder. So that's a correction in the files, and you'll see that. And again, here we put the holes, put these two pieces together so that we can drill the holes right straight through them both and have them in the same spot. To align those blocks, you'll take a straight edge, rest it up against the bottom of the step, draw a line, then line your blocks to the bottom side of the line, mark your holes, and drill them out with a drill. Put some screws in, glue and screw this together using a countersink here. Alright, so 1.25 inches is too long. 1 inch is too long. I'm talking about the screws now. So I have these 3/4, and my little tapered chamfer is not going in deep enough, so we're going to switch to this one here, the countersink bit, and I've determined the number or the depth that I need there to make that stick out just about halfway. I'm going to go through and do the rest of them. We got the blue tape to tell us where to stop. Find a hole in the bench. Like that. The glue is going to do the work. The screws are just going to hold it temporarily. As I said, the glue is going to do most of the work, so apply copious amounts of glue. Line up your screws through your pilot holes and tighten them up till you get some squeeze out. Little trick here with a paper towel and an awl to drag out the corner and get the glue out of it. Works pretty good. This is a paint project anyway, so that's going to be no problem whether we leave some paint or not. Now here we're setting up for the hinges. I'm going to go 1 inch off of the inside edge of the stool, putting some CA glue on the hinge to hold it in place, butt it up against the 1, 2, 3 block, holding it in place, and then I use the 1, 2, 3 block to push it down so that I don't stick my fingers to the top of the hinge. But the CA glue holds it in place so that you can drill pilot holes and then put your screws in it. As you can see, it's hinged. Don't snap your screws off. Okay, they were some good tight joints, but I'm going to add some thin CA glue to them just as an insurance. Tip this just a little bit so the CA glue will run in there. Upside down, obviously, so you don't see it. And if you're still watching, you're a rock star. Thank you for the continued support. And it's going nowhere. That's that. Now if I can get the finishing department to put some pretty colored paint on here, we'll be all set. Well, that wasn't too hard now, was it? I just had to ask and she did it for me. She is the finishing department. I told her to put some primary colors on it, do whatever she liked, so the color scheme is what she came up with. She's got a lot more patience than I do for this. Of course, in the last video you saw me paint a 1-year coin that took 3 hours. So there's the sides. There it is assembled up to a sink, so you can see for perspective. And as I said, I trimmed out the front of the steps and I put two grooves in for handles on each side so the child can get up and down out of that thing much easier. Once more, don't forget the CNC with Me organization. It's a great group of individuals. We share a lot of information back and forth. There's live tutorials, there's files available. It's just a great group of individuals there, and I highly encourage you to check it out. There'll be a discount code, as I said, in the description below. As always, you don't have to CNC alone. You can CNC with me and Lisa. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.